Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I have to say, I'm a little bit nervous because this is my first solo live. And I know I shouldn't be saying that, but I'm telling you because it's the truth. And I wanted to come on today. Actually, I wanted to come on a few days ago. But as some of you know already, I've been preparing for my wedding. There's a lot of things to be done for that. And then when all of this stuff happened with us having our fabulous President Joe Biden stepped down, it was really traumatizing for a lot of us and for me as well. We were planning on, helping him to the end to get to the presidency in November. And then the rug pretty much got pulled out from under his feet. So I wanted to come and talk about this because I've been talking to my spirit council and they've really been giving me insight. So I want to share some of the things that I have been receiving from them, but I also want to check in to see how you're doing too. Because I've been watching the news and I've been watching actually more of the podcast people. And there has been such a swell of energy for Kamala Harris, which I think is fabulous. We're going to talk about, hi, Cynthia, hi, Sparkling Journeys. I'm going to talk about the energy that's happening right now, but also I have my Chakralicious apron on. So this is my business name. Chakralicious is the one that I used and I use for the beauty industry. I have been a speaker and an author in the beauty industry, going to different trade shows and talking about energy and helping people to heal. I am a chakra psychic. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I'm an award-winning esthetician. And somebody got that mixed up and thought I was one of those doctors that puts people to sleep. I said, no, I'm licensed to touch as an esthetician. We do facials and makeup and waxing, but I've been teaching Reiki and teaching people how to do hands-on healing in the beauty industry. So now I'm branching out and doing more on YouTube because I know there's really important information for people to understand. And there's a lot of people that are going through this wake-up call right now. So many heart chakras are calling out for change and people are seeking. So this is the perfect place to be. And if you're here, you're one of those heart-centered people that are ready for change. So, hi, Cynthia. Do you have any questions? Do you have any people that you want to know about? Hi, Mimi. Oh, it's your first time here. Great. Thank you. Well, it's just sharing that this is my first solo live. So I'm really excited to have people here. And I'm glad to have you here. So I want to wait for a few people to show up. If there's anything that you are feeling now because of what's been going on since Biden stepped down, I would like to know about that and we can read about that as well. But what I look at is energy through the chakra system. And I have my chakra gemstone cards here. Oh, Sharon, thank you for being here. Sharon, you were such an angel for showing up and helping me out. I really appreciate that. And we'll have to bring the crew aboard from Deborah's channel. True, true. I've had so much help from Deborah Zachow from Grow Your Light, and she does fabulous readings. So if you have not had a reading from her, I highly recommend that you get one of her soul purpose. I think it's soul purpose readings. Plus, she does great numerology as well, so you can do the whole thing. Anyway, so here we are. I talk about chakras. And what are chakras? Chakras are energy centers that fuel the physical, mental, feeling, and spirit bodies. This is really like the organs to our spirit. So this vital life force energy is what animates our bodies. If we don't have vital life force energy, then we're not here. It's just a body with no spirit. So when we learn about this energy and we learn how to fuel our inner rainbow or fuel our spirit, then you can have access to everything that you need. And so the chakras kind of tell you a story. There's a whole hierarchy of energy. And this is what I want you to understand, because there are things happening now that just don't make sense. How many of you feel that you don't understand how certain people can be the way they are and be so focused on the negative instead of looking at the positive things that we have in life? So that can be easily explained through energy. And I'd like to tell you about that. Hey, Deborah, I was just talking about you. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, I was telling people they need to get a reading from you because you're so darn good. And the other thing, Deborah's energy is always balanced. Her chakras are balanced, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so chakras are energy centers that fuel you with good energy. And the first chakra is the most physical, dense energy. This is masculine energy. It helps to ground and connect you to Mother Earth so you can walk your path. The seventh chakra is the most etheric energy. It's the one that connects you to God so that you can have intuitive insights to guide you along your path. As you work your way up the chakra system, you have more conscious awareness about who you are and why you're here. So it's important to understand this hierarchy. Now, when we're looking at what's happening in our culture right now, Spirit was reminding me of some things when I was growing up. And this is kind of a gross story, but I think it's going to make sense to you. I moved many times because my dad was in the Air Force. And we lived in Denver, Colorado. And we got a new townhouse. They had all these townhomes that were built. In fact, it was my favorite place to grow up because there were so many kids my age. It was just a really cool place to be. But because we were in the middle of all these fields, we disrupted the field mice. And everybody had basements in Denver. So what happened was these field mice would get caught in these window wells and they couldn't get out. And we would have people in the HOA that would come to take them away, but there were so many going on that they couldn't do that on a timely manner. So I watched these little mice in the window well. And at first, they were kind of stuck. And then after a few days, when they were hungry, they didn't have food, they started eating each other, eating their own. They would take the weakest one first, and then it went from there. And I thought, how gross. I mean, this is really, really sad. I felt compassion, but I also thought it's kind of gross. And so if you take a look at some of the energy that's going on right now, it's very similar, that people are stuck. They're stuck in their own hole. They can't see beyond it. And instead of trying to empower each other and to get out of the hole, they end up eating their own. So it can be vicious talk. It could be bullying. It could be a number of things. But instead of trying to get out of the hole, they're then fighting amongst themselves within that hole. Aurora. See, I went to grade school in Aurora. 1963, I think, is when we moved there. Anyway, I love Aurora and Denver, and I still have friends there. That's good, Rose Blue. Yeah, my dad was in the Air Force too. So he was stationed at Lowry. Great. Let's see who else is here. So I'll take a quick look to see who's here. Cynthia. Oh, Lalit did your reading of astrology. You're a born healer. Definitely you are. And Lalit recommended me. Yeah, let's put you up here. Let's see. Okay. Lalit and Deborah and I are like this trio. We met each other and we became fast sisters. So we love each other, and we complement the work that each other does. Let's see who else is in here. Okay. It's just me today. And Rose Blue, we were in Aurora. Yeah, they got rid of Lowry. It's not there anymore. But I still go back pretty much every year. Oh, and then, okay, Cynthia, you did talk about that. Cynthia signed up for my Intro to Energy Healing with Reiki 1 course, and she took it. So just like that. So she's going to do the 30-day challenge. And then Rose Blue, we drove to the mountains. Parents fished. Us kids climbed around. Those creeks were cold. They hurt my feet. Do you know, though, in Colorado, you can find some of the best petrified wood ever? Oh, I still have petrified wood from my childhood. Yeah. Lilith mentioned that we were the three musketeers, per se. It's so true. So true. That's great. Okay. So I'm glad we're getting some people in here and have a little bit of a conversation. All right. So where was I here? So the energy, I was talking about the mice. I know. What do you think about that? Can you relate to it, though? Mom got soapstone from there. Okay. Lots of petrified wood. Let me show you one. So in my gemstone cards, I have this petrified wood, and that's from my childhood collection. It came from a creek in Denver. It's the best. Yeah, Cynthia says it's gross. I know, isn't it? But it makes sense when you look at what's happening, because you have to look at it energetically. So there's a hierarchy of energy, and these lower three chakras are the material world, physical chakras. These are the ones that allow you to be here to bring your gifts down to earth. The heart is the bridge between the lower self and the higher self. And the higher self chakras are the ones that allow you to communicate with spirit, with your guides, with God, whoever that is for you, so that you can have clear vision to see how you fit into the big picture. You can communicate that vision from the heart with love and compassion. And when you're in this upper self, that's when you're able to see really how everything is interrelated. But when you're in the lower self, you're just looking at what's available in the material world. So the first chakra, masculine energy. This is physical. This is the one that grounds and connects you to Mother Earth. And it's also your self-preservation. So if somebody's operating out of this first chakra, they can be in that fight or flight mode. And when you're in the fight or flight mode, you're going to fight or run. But a lot of people that operate through this first chakra can also be bullies, because they think their way is the best way. And if you don't go along with them, then they're going to beat you up, or they're going to do something to bully you to try and get you to do what they want. And then the second chakra is feminine energy. This is feelings. And the feelings are what help you to connect to others, to tap into your creativity. But if your feelings get out of balance, that's where anxiety comes from. So the first chakra, you've got, the fight or flight, which can relate to stress. Second chakra is feelings, which can turn into anxiety. And the third chakra is the cognitive mind. And this cognitive mind is what gets programmed. So when you think about people being conditioned and they have like this tunnel vision because they grew up with a certain way of believing things. So imagine that you have people only living out of this lower self. They're programmed to believe life is a certain way, and they don't have access to their higher self. So they're looking outside themselves for answers. They're looking outside themselves to blame other people. And that's basically what's been going on, that you have a number of people who haven't evolved, and they're kind of stuck. They're stuck in that window well, and they're trying to blame everything on those of us for entertainment purposes only. They're trying to blame those of us who might have more conscious awareness. Okay? So that's one of the things. And what I'm getting is that this is a wake-up call. This is totally a wake-up call. So think about you going to the fair, and they had the bumper cars. Do they even have bumper cars anymore at the fair? I remember going to ride on the bumper cars, and imagine that you're riding a bumper car, but you've got a blindfold on. You can't see where you're going. So you're driving along, and all of a sudden, boom, somebody hits you. And you keep driving along, and then somebody else hits you. Boom. And what happens? You got your blinders on, so you can't see where you're going, but yet you want to blame them for hitting you, but they might have their blinders on too. So the wake-up call is for you to start reaching and healing yourself energetically so you have access to these higher realm chakras. And this is really where you get in touch with who you are and why you're here. And Rose Blue, my dad used to be a NORAD years before he married Mom. Wow. Wow. My dad was in the Air Force for 26 years. How long was your dad in? Yeah. But he was, he did more administrative, so he didn't fly or anything. Okay. So with that little bit of groundwork, let me talk about the people. 32. Wow. That's a long time. Well, my dad turned 91 this year, and he retired when he was, I think, 42 or 43. So he's been able to get his retirement all that time. It's been really good for him. Nora is still operating, but they moved it more east. Okay. Well, they closed a couple of the bases there. They closed Fitzsimmons and Lowry, and I think all they have left is Buckley, and it might just be civilian. But anyway, okay, enough Air Force talk. So let's talk about the players involved and what was going on. So our Joe Biden. Oh, let me go here. So each one of the chakras has its own energy vibration, and it could be associated with the personality. Now, like Lalit does astrology and Deborah does numerology. Those are two other systems of helping people to understand their energy vibration at the time they were born. The chakras also, the chakra personality types, can also show you the energy vibration that you were born with. So these are all methods for you to have a better understanding of who you are and why you're here. And we really need to understand and embrace ourselves so that we can, do the work we're meant to do. Anyway, so each one of the chakras has its own energy vibration and personality type. There's the 7 chakras within the body, and then the first 2 beyond the body. The 8th chakra, which I would say is an Earth's realm, really has the ability to see the big picture. They know how to put things together, and their main goal is transformation, to turn something into a better version of itself. Now, if we look at all the presidents in the past, starting with as far back as Lincoln, they were the 8th chakra personality type. So we had Lincoln, we had Roosevelt, we had John F. Kennedy, even Robert F. Kennedy was an 8. And then we had there was our President Biden. He's also an 8th chakra personality type. And Kamala is also an 8th chakra personality type. So these people are all about transformation. And when they're about transformation, they're going to get to work. They don't take no for an answer. They find a way to get around things. And they want to make things happen for the betterment of the people. Now, the difference between Joe and Kamala is that he's a 2nd chakra operating mode, and that's how you reinforce your viewpoint. And that means he's relationship preserving. Kamala is social preserving. So she's got more of that gift of gab. Whereas our Joe Biden, he tends to be more connected to people relationship wise. So it would be harder for him to think of things on the fly sometimes, especially when he was in that debate and he was tired and he's getting, all these lies shoved, thrown at him. He was just kind of like, he didn't know how to respond to that. Now I can tell you Kamala will be able to, because she can come up with things right on the spot to say back. She's going to have that quicker mind than he did. But the thing that's interesting about our Joe Biden is that nobody is ever balanced energetically. We have what I call healthy aura. This is when you are full of your own energy, when you're in tune to, your connection to God. You have clear vision to see the big picture. You can communicate that vision with love and compassion. You have a sense of self, creativity. and the ability to walk your path. Most people are out of balance energetically and they have what I call leaky aura. This is where you tend to have stress, anxiety, depression, and you're absorbing other people's negative energy. So if somebody's balanced, then that's pretty incredible because you don't just get balanced out of doing nothing. You really don't. He has a very strong spiritual practice because he is Catholic and he must be doing the work because he's balanced energetically. He's even balanced today. So that tells me that he's doing God's work. And I'm finding now that there are some people, politicians in our government that are balanced, at least partially balanced. And that's pretty amazing. Now, Kamala, she's balanced in the upper chakras, but not in the lower. She's overcharged in the lower chakras. So she's really working hard to get everything going for her candidacy. But her upper chakras connecting her to source, those are balanced. And that's pretty amazing. When you take a look at Trump, he's a double one. And that first chakra personality type, these are the ones that can be bullies. It's my way or the highway. So it's my way, and then again, it's my way, because he's a first chakra personality type and a first chakra operating mode. So, and of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. And he is blocked in every single chakra. So he's got no vital life force energy fueling him physically, mentally, emotionally, anything. And that's not a good condition to be in. So when you're blocked energetically, that means you're going through the motions. And he's been looking really tired lately. And then his new running mate, J.D. Vance, he is a sixth chakra personality type with a one operating mode. Now, the sixes are normally the visionaries. They can see the big picture. They know how to put things together with precision. And he's done some things like that in the past, but he's out of balance. In fact, he is blocked in his upper chakras and overcharged in the lower chakras. So everything he's doing is related to the material world. He's just looking outside himself for answers, blaming others for things that are going wrong instead of looking at himself. And when the visionary goes out of balance and they're not open in the upper chakras, then they can tend to get not only tunnel vision, but they can tend to get paranoid because they, instead of looking at the big picture, they're looking at the problems, they're looking at the minutia, and then they can focus on all the things that have gone wrong. And then his first chakra operating mode can also make him judgmental. It could make him really good at carving a new path, but being out of balance, it could also make him judgmental. Yeah. So any comments, any questions? Is this helping you? Or am I giving you too much information? So those are the main players. And when I looked at Adam Schiff, hi, Leah. Do you guys want me to look at anybody in particular? I looked at Adam Schiff because he was a major player in this coming down and this happening to our president. And I was really upset with him because he used to be my congressman when I lived in Pasadena. And I voted for him every time. And then he's running for senator now. So I'm planning on voting for him, even though I don't like what he did. I mean, we don't have another option here because it's either him or the Republican guy. So Adam Schiff, remember how excellent he was when he was doing the impeachment trial, and he had all that information. He had it so well laid out. It was incredible how he was able to do that. And he's a fifth chakra personality type. This is the sage. The fifth chakra person is really more intellectual than personal. You know, they tend to be better thinking, putting things together. They value gathering knowledge and information. So he'd be the type of person that people would go to, oh, I need to know about this topic, or I need to know about this item. So he would have a very extensive knowledge about everything. So he's the perfect person for the type of work that he's been doing. But because he's not really good at maybe one-on-one and more personal type of relationships, he can come across a little bit hard. So he's got that fifth chakra personality type, the sage, and then he has the second chakra operating mode, which makes him relationship preserving. So relationships are, I mean, that's kind of a saving grace for him. And then we've got Nancy Pelosi. She's another eighth chakra, but she's got the third chakra operating mode, just like our Kamala. So that makes them have the gift of gab. They know how to do what's socially correct. They can play the game. They can do well in corporate. They can do well in government. And Nancy Pelosi really does. She plays the game like a master, and she's been doing it a long time. So that makes sense as to her personality type and her operating mode. But I was really disappointed in her too, and in Chuck Schumer. And Chuck Schumer's another 6. So just like JD Vance is a 6, but Chuck Schumer is relationship preserving. So he can have a tendency to get paranoid too. And he's overcharged in every chakra. Nancy Pelosi is balanced. She's balanced in every chakra. So is President Biden. These are the two Catholics in the Congress and in the presidency, and they're both balanced energetically, which I find really amazing. So that tells me that they are doing God's work. And Adam Schiff is actually balanced in his lower 4 chakras, and he's blocked in the upper 7, the upper 3. So that would make sense as to why he might be getting a little paranoid and looking outside himself for answers. Okay. She knows how to count votes. Yeah, definitely. Hi, Mousy. Rose blue. We'll vote them all in. Right. You can bitch at him in January. Need blue seats. Oh, I agree. Now, Adam Linsinger. Who's Adam Linsinger? Can you tell me that? Let's take a look at him. Let me look at Adam Linsinger. I feel like I should know who he is. Okay. Maybe somebody can put that in there. Kinzinger. Right. I was wondering about that. Okay. That makes more sense. But he's a Republican. Right? Adam Kinzinger. Okay. Oh, hang on. That made my pendulum fly out of my hand. Adam Kinzinger. Oh, he's a 3. Adam Kinzinger. He is a Republican. He's a 3, third chakra. So he's got that gift of gab. He's the storyteller. Yeah, 3, 2. Okay. There are a number of people that are third chakra personality types or first chakra personality types. And what this means is that the third chakra personality type is a storyteller. These are the people that know how to play the game. They have the gift of gab. They're really good. And the heat of the moment, they can come up with something to say. It just comes to them. And, but they're also very good at embellishing. So sometimes, especially if they have a first chakra operating mode, where they tend to be more self-preserving, they might embellish a story to benefit them. So you just don't know. With any third chakra storyteller, they're very entertaining. You love to listen to them. They're great storytellers. And you might know that they're embellishing, but it's like, it's okay because they're so entertaining and I really enjoy what they're talking about. Okay, so he is that third chakra with the second chakra. So that makes him relationship preserving, which is a saving grace for that third chakra personality type. Okay, so I'm going to write this down so I have this for future reference too. 3, 2. And so MTG, she's probably a double 1. Anybody that's really bold and brash and in your face is normally first chakra. Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's going right to the first chakra. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah. Show me the innate operating mode. So she's just like Trump. She's the female version of Trump. She's a double one. It's all about me and it's all about me. And if you don't like it, I'm going to bully you or I'm going to beat the crap out of you. So that's the ones that are out of balance. And wait a minute. Might be 666. Okay. Oh, Cynthia, what are you saying? Oh, she's a Gemini? So that gives her the gift of gab too, because that's the 3 in the astrology. Okay, wait a minute. Cynthia, what are you saying? Yeah, well, you're not a third chakra personality type or operating mode. Let me check yours real quick. Cynthia Smith. Okay, show me the innate. Yeah, you're a second chakra operating mode. So and you might be an introvert too. Let me see. Yeah. So you're more of an introvert than you are an extrovert. And anytime somebody's an introvert, they go within to reflect on things, whereas extroverts can respond quicker. And the third chakra operating mode or personality type allows you to respond quicker when you're speaking too. Okay, so who are we talking about now? Let me see. Okay. So MTG's she's a Gemini, right? And what's this two-sided? Oh, because of the twins. Right. And wait, is she bipolar? Let me see. No, she's just a bully. So she's one of those mice in the window well, and she's the one who would be eaten up on one of the other mice, the weaker ones, because it's going to be her over the others. So it's that fight or flight. I'm going to get you, and you're going to listen to me. You're going to do it my way, even if I have to force you. And that's really what's been going on for so long. We've had this energy in our country, in our culture, that's just dealing with these lower 2 to 3 chakras. But there are people coming now that are getting the heart chakras overcharged. All my people have an overcharged heart chakra, and that means your heart is saying it's time to be who you came here to be. And that's where people start to seek. They start to seek and find a way to live their life in a better way. Because once you get out of this hole, let's say you get out of the window well, and you start working through the upper chakras because they're balanced, then you have vision. This 6th chakra is the conscious mind. It has no blinders. It has no tunnel vision. You can see the big picture and how you fit into it. And you can see that everything is interrelated. It's really neat how that works. And as you start to heal yourself energetically, then you're going to just start to receive intuitive insight. You're going to feel guided. It's a pretty natural process that happens. You just have to be consistent. And that's what I teach in my Intro to Energy Healing with Reiki 1. So if you are interested in healing yourself and having more access to, conscious awareness and self-awareness, I'm taking people through a 30-day Reiki challenge coming up. In fact, Sunday, I'm going to do an introductory Zoom session, introducing people to Reiki, talking about the 30-day challenge, and really seeing how this could help you. And I have a link. Somewhere. Let me see. Deborah, you said who's in a 1 year? In fact, hang on a second. I'm going to get the banner up for that. Here it is. Show. Okay. Go back to comments. Oh, so your son's at 33. That's numerology, which is a different system. That would be Deborah's area of expertise. And who's having a 1 year, Deborah? Is that JD Vance or Adam Kinzinger? Oh, because he'd be starting over, right? Because he left. Was he a senator or a congressman? I know he was in one of them and he left. So that would make sense, huh? I learned that from Deborah. Bleach blonde butch body. That was a burn. Yeah, definitely. Oh, and so Jasmine Crockett, she's a 3. She's really good. She knows, she's really good at whipping out those retorts. And that's because she's the storyteller. She can just come up with it right on the spot. And she's really good. I love her. And let's see. Yeah, oh snap. Rose Blue, you think you're an 8 or a 9? Okay, so the 9 is the shapeshifter. Those are the ones who want to love and be loved. There's a lot of people that are shapeshifters right now, 9th chakra personality types, and they're here to bring more love and acceptance to the planet. But because they're very sensitive, it's difficult sometimes to be here on planet Earth because it's very predatory, especially when you got people like, MTG running around trying to make you do what they want. Okay. Roar. Let's see. New life. Yep. Congress. Okay. JD Vance is in a 9 year. Oh, interesting. Interesting. And he's new. He's new to the Congress. So, I mean, he's new to politics. And he's already in a 9 years. So does that mean that it's time for him to give it up? Yeah, we love Jasmine here in Texas. We love her outside of Texas too. Okay, so Rose Blue, that describes you. Okay, Senator. All right, thank you. Sometimes we get those mixed up. Who wanted to know? Check yours. What did you want me to check for you, Rose Blue? Your chakras? Okay. Any questions about anybody else? And I will do a couple of readings to see what your chakras, what condition your chakras are in. How's that? Okay, Rose, you asked about that. If you're interested, I will take 5 people. We have time, I think, for 5 people to check their chakras. So put your name in the comments. Rose Blue is already one of them. And do this in capitals, please. Oh, Cynthia, before we do that, I'll say this. Your daughter-in-law is like MTG. She's a personality. She's the only one that gets under your skin. And then I feel like that deer in the headlights. Oh, well, she might be a 1 operating mode. Huh. Yeah, because your son's not like that. Your son's the artist. And I didn't read her, so I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to start with Rose Blue. Is that your true name? I need your true name so I can read you energetically. If I don't have your true name, it's going to be harder to do that. So Rose Blue, is that your true first and last name? Marie Henson. Okay, that's better because I was getting a no. I always ask if I can read people's energy first, and if I get a no, then a lot of times it's just the wrong name. So it is Marie Henson. I'm going to check your chakras. Okay, thank you, Deborah, for being here. I love you. Mwah. You're the reason why I'm on StreamYard. Thank you so much. Okay. So Marie Hansen. Okay, good. Ooh, Marie, you're overcharged in the first chakra, overcharged in the second, overcharged in the third, overcharged in the fourth. Your heart's calling out for change. Marie's fifth, sixth, and seventh. Okay. Marie, you've got a condition that I call supercharged. So you are overcharged in every single chakra. And that's a recipe for burnout. Let me check something else here. So is this your usual condition? You can't get enough done. But wait a minute. Are you physical? You like to do things? You're ADHD, but I think you're physical too. Do you have to have a physical outlet where you get too frustrated? Do you have to do stuff? And not just busy work, but you have to have some type of physical outlet. That's what I'm feeling. And what happens, yeah, right? So your personality type is the type that will go, 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 and then go, go, go some more. And it's a recipe for burnout. So you have to be very careful, especially by the time you enter 50s or so, because that's when you could start to have some health issues. And you just can't keep going all the time. You have to have a way to pause. You have to have a way to get some balance. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to be productive, but it means you're going to be able to enjoy life more, not always being on that treadmill going really fast. Because if you stop, then you're going to fall off. So you would definitely be a good candidate for the Reiki 30-day challenge and the Intro to Energy Healing program. Because I find that even with people that have ADHD, that have depression, that have anxiety, these things tend to quiet. They tend to, you become more peaceful within. And that's a condition most people don't even understand. There's no way I could have that. But after a Reiki treatment, and I do a distance Reiki treatment in my one-on-one readings with people, because I do a chakra psychic reading and healing. You get a chance to experience that firsthand in that session as well. I take breaks every hour. It's hot outside. Are you going outside? Where do you live? All right, so Rose Blue, Marie Henson, you are overcharged right now. I'm going to put down your other name here too, so I know that I read you. Okay, good. So who else? It was Cynthia. Well, Cynthia, you've been doing the Reiki, right? I think you're going to be balanced. Let me go back. Okay, here we go. And then Mimi, let me know if that's your real name, if that's your full name, and then I can do you next. Okay. Show me the conditions of the expression. Cynthia, you're balanced. You've been practicing Reiki on yourself, so you're already balanced, which is good. That's a good sign. All right. Mimi Nee. I'm going to see. Did you give me... Is that your correct name, Mimi? Oh, here we go. That's better. I'm going to write you down too. Cheryl. Oh, LaRopa. And I remember you being on a another show, maybe Marina's, right? Oh, you're welcome, Cynthia. Thank you. Thank you for doing the Reiki on yourself. Okay, Cheryl LaRopa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Okay, overcharged. There you go. Overcharged in the first, overcharged in the second, third, fourth, fifth. Wow. Cheryl LaRopa. Okay, but you're blocked in the sixth and the seventh. Wait, who said my name is Leah? I'm doing Mimi Nee Cheryl LaRopa. Is that right? Okay. So, Cheryl, you were overcharged in 1 through 5, and you're blocked in the 6th and the 7th. You remember now? Okay, so have you been feeling lost? Have you been experiencing some depression? Have you been feeling blocked? And it feels like you're really working hard to figure things out, but without being open in these upper chakras. So remember we talked about the bumper cars, and when you're driving your bumper car and you're blinded, this 6th chakra is like having blinders on. The 7th chakra is that connection to source. And when that connection is blocked, you're not receiving your intuitive insights. And then you're not seeing where to go. So you're driving around in your little bumper car and people are running into you and you're running into them. So it's important to have those upper chakras open as well. Are you going through some changes? Cheryl, you can let me know if that's something that's happening for you too, because I have a feeling that maybe you're going through some changes. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. And who was next? Cynthia. I got rose blue. This is rose blue. Oh, you're in Texas. Oh, it's hot there. I lived in San Antonio for 1.5 years, and it was a bad hair day every day. Okay. Nobody else? Oh, that's why. That makes total sense. Okay. I'm so sorry, Cheryl, about that. Yeah, that would make total sense. Mm-hmm. Okay, Mousy, Minnie Kinder. Tasmanian devil form. That makes sense. That makes total sense. Look at you. Zzz, just like that little tornado. Exactly. Okay. So we're going to do Minnie Kinder. Okay. Okay, Minnie, you're blocked in the lower chakras. So I think you're one of those. 1 through 3. And then you're overcharged in 4 through 7. So when you're blocked in the lower chakras, you're not feeling safe to be here in your body. You probably feel more comfortable up here in the ethers and that energy of light and love. And it might be that let me check something else here. Yeah, so you're here, darn still. Did I do your reading before? And this is what happened. You're not going to be able to heal your chakras unless you're doing something energetic to heal it. And my favorite thing is Reiki. It takes like to heal like. You really cannot heal the spirit without doing some sort of energy work. Okay. Yeah. And it's the same before. Isn't that something? So when you're not in your body, you're not bringing your gifts down to earth. Remember that this is where spirit, source speaks to you. And if you're not in your body, then everything just kind of stays up here, spinning around, and you don't know how to bring it down to earth, because sometimes the insights you get don't make sense. You need to have the cognitive mind to translate and put it into a logical linear order so you can bring that down to earth. And you need to be in your body to have that sense of self, that cognitive mind, feelings, creativity, and the physical aspect to bring it down to earth. And without that, then you're just kind of in the ethers. So you would be another good candidate for my Reiki class and the 30-day Reiki challenge. Okay, Leah, so I need your last name, please. I'll wait for you to bring that up. Rose Blue, I want to know, explore my gifts, but in proper order, no cart before the horse. Okay, what does that mean? Let's talk about that. Let me see. So you're supercharged. Oh, Piat. Okay. Leah, Piat. Okay, good. So Rose or Marie, you can let me know what you're talking about with that, because I'm not quite sure that I understand it. Okay. Leah Piat. Leah Piat. Leah Piat. Can I be doing this? Conditional okay. Okay, Leah, you're also supercharged. And you go, well, you go by Leah. Okay. Supercharged. And let me see. I think that you feel like you have purpose in life and that you've got a lot of work to do. I'm getting a big yes with that. Does that make sense? That you have purpose in life, you got a lot of work to do, and I think that you're enjoying what you do. So when you're in tune and you're doing the things that you're meant to do, you really love it and you can't get enough of it. But again, you're going to create that condition for burnout. Yeah, it's go, go, go. Does that make sense, Leah? You can let me know about that too. And I'm supercharged, y'all. Okay, Rose, do it in the right steps. Baby, then walk. No, if you're overcharged, you just want to go. So I think you just need to do what feels right. And if you can get yourself balanced energetically, you're going to be so much more powerful. It makes a big, big difference. You're not going to be spinning your wheels. You're going to be in your own true power. I can tell, yeah, Leah, I can tell that about you. You love life, you love what you're doing, but when you really are doing what you love to do, there's nothing else that makes a difference. And that's what's so nice, that you've discovered that for yourself. So that's really good. But then again, you have to make sure you find some balance. Rose, you still trying to go in order? I don't think you can go in order. Sometimes you just have to do things out of order and do what feels right and do what works. Definitely. Definitely. But you have to heal yourself first. Yeah. Anybody that's here on this channel with me, you are all healers. I can guarantee that. You have to do, you have to heal yourself first. And that means to balance yourself energetically, because then you're really connected to source. You're guided. You're not spinning your wheels, if that makes sense. That's great. So I have a request. Would you guys please like and subscribe to my channel? I need more subscribers. Please, please, please. I'm getting older, so I take it easy. You know, it's interesting how when you get older and you've been used to going, you just kind of naturally slow down. But it doesn't mean that you can't have that overcharged energy. You're born. Oh, you were born 2 months early. Wow, that's amazing. It's like, get me out of here. I'm ready to come out now. I waited an extra 10 days till the fireworks went out, and then I went, oh, after the 4th of July, I said, they're ready for me. I'm coming out. Thank you, Mousy, for subscribing. And that's funny. A 2-pound miracle. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. 2 pounds. And Cynthia, you were born in a blizzard. Where at? What state were you in? Where? Oh, because you were in Colorado. Is that when you were in the southern part of Colorado at that time? I was born in Sacramento, so it was probably nice. On a July day, it was nice and hot. Wow. And Mousy, your son was 3 pounds and born 2 months early. That's amazing. Leah, I was a tubal that reattached. Mom lived in Segundo. Wait a minute. How did it? Oh, I'm thinking El Segundo in Southern California. It is like, it doesn't snow down there. Okay. Is that Colorado? All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for coming and seeing me. Please join me in the introductory Zoom session this Sunday. It's free. You can come and learn about the Reiki training. You can learn about the 30-day Reiki challenge. And I would love to have you there. So that part's free. You can go to the link that I think is here, the 30-day challenge right there. And it's also down below in the description. So I'd love to see you guys. Thank you so much. Millie! Millie, she's one of my peeps. How'd you find me, Millie? So happy to catch you live. So I'm thinking about you guys. I'm going to see you in a couple weeks, right? For the wedding. Millie is coming all the way from Florida to California. She used to help me at all of my trade shows back in the day. Lupe, hi, Lupe. I know you were working. It's good you're here now. And thank you, everybody. Please like and subscribe. I'll be back again soon. Yes, ma'am. Oh, we're looking forward to it. All right, you guys. I love you. Mwah. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for coming.